I'm glad you came here and became my friend.
I'm glad to know you, son.
You have a lot of knowledge. Where did you get all this information?
I got some information from people who were trustworthy, and some things I heard from the Prophet of Islam himself.
Tell me something else.
Yemeni trade caravans used to pass through the shores of Mecca, and enter a long pass which is called Al-Kara Valley. Beyond that were lush green areas, one of which was the city of Yathrib. Yathrib later became known as Medina. In this city lived two major tribes, Aus and Khazraj. Along with the Aus and the Khazraj were the three major Jewish tribes, the Bani Qurayza, the Bani Nuzair and the Bani Kanka, who were migrants. Every year some people from Yathrib used to go to Mecca for Hajj.
You are here finally? Where were you till this time of night, Assad? Where were you?
I went to Muhammad bin Abdullah. I sat and talked with him.
Why did you do that? You do not know that the people of Quraish are keeping a close eye on us, and whoever talks to Muhammad gets distracted by the Quraish.
I know this, but his words are so interesting and beautiful that I am eager to meet him at any risk. Truth be told, my heart always wanted to be with them.
But if this person is saying that he himself is a prophet of God, then why don't the people of Quraysh believe in him?
Many people from Quraysh have also converted to Islam. People who are hostile to the Prophet are worried that they will lose their place. But you have not heard from the Jews of the city who say that the last prophet will go to Yathrib on a holy day. And they will gather around him and hand over to him whatever they have.
Are you telling the truth? I have heard this many times from the Jews of my city. If this is true, then why don't they come to him, to invite them to Yathrib?
Hazrat Ibrahim built the Kaaba with the help of his son Ismail. Hazrat Muhammad belongs to the lineage of Ismail. Abraham had another son, Isaac, so the Israelites and the Jews of Yathrib are his descendants. They were expecting the last prophet to be one of Isaac's descendants. Now when they saw Muhammad as from the descendants of Ismail, they have not liked it at all.
But Muhammad has a relationship with us. Wait. Let me wake up my companions so that we can all go to the Prophet together. Glory be to the one and only God, besides whom there is no God. We make a testament with the messenger of God not to associate anyone with God. Do not commit theft or evil. Don't blame each other. Do not do bad deeds. And do not turn away from good deeds. Don't hit your children with your hands.
it was decided that the Muslims of Yathrib should meet Muhammad in the middle of the night on the 13th of Zil-Hajj. That night has come.
Be calm and don't move. The enemy should not be attracted to us. Now the Prophet's uncle Abbas will talk to you.
I have heard that you have invited the Prophet to come to your city. You know that you have a special place among the Bani Hashim.
We are ready to sacrifice our lives in his defense.
Are you ready to work selflessly in support of the Prophet? And never leave him alone in the face of enemies? If this is the case, then we will take your invitation seriously. Otherwise it is better for the Holy Prophet and the Muslims of Mecca to stay in their city. Lest you be rebuked for breaking the testament, and you deserve the chastisement of Allah.
We are brave people with vast experience of war. You all know that if we make a promise, we will give our life fulfilling it.
O Messenger of Allah, as we defend our wife, children and honor, we will protect you against the enemies.
We are ready to ignore all our agreements and relations with the Jews and the Quraish for your sake. But we hope that if you come to our city you will always be with us and will not leave us alone.
I can't believe. I don't believe how the people of Yathrib swore allegiance to Muhammad. It can't happen.
I swear, that's it. They intend to give Muslims a place in their cities and homes.
Will they give Muhammad a place in their house?
Yes.
Things are getting dangerous. If Muhammad and his followers found refuge here, Mecca would be harmed.
This danger is brewing under our noses. Get up Abu Sufyan and go to Abdullah ibn Abi with some armed men, to ask him for an answer about this indecent act. Get up Abu Sufyan.
What are you saying, Abu Lahab? You want people to say that the people of Mecca have raised their swords against the pilgrims in this holy month.
Tell your people to drop their swords. It is true this is not the time to raise our swords. But something is better than nothing.
What are you saying, Abu Sufyan? That the people of Yathrib have pledged allegiance to Muhammad? It is not possible. It is not possible for them to do such thing without my advice. And if you consult with me, I will not allow this allegiance under any circumstances.
What do you know about last night? What happened here last night?
I stayed up late last night, reviewing all my business transactions. Then I went outside and I saw that everyone was sleeping very comfortably and my staff was watching every move with open eyes. Then I returned to my tent and slept soundly.
Stupid man, Yathrib's caravan of 70 people have met Muhammad in Al-Akbar and pledged allegiance, and you say you do not know anything.
Why swear allegiance to him? The elders of Oz and KAZ are willing to make me ruler of Yathrib. As the ruler of Yathrib, I assure you that there was no allegiance, no agreement. I swear by the mountain that no such incident has taken place at all.
If this is the case, then why did those 70 people left Mecca early in the morning and went to Yathrib? Why didn't they stop to go with your caravan? Tell me, what could be the reason for this?
Do you want to rule Oz and KAZ like this?
I will slash all the incompetents. I will destroy them all. I am not like you people to sit and watch why the number of Muhammad's followers is increasing day by day.
Let's go, Abu Lahab. At the same time, send an army to capture the people of Yathrib who have fled. Come on, Abu Lahab.
Yes, let's go.
The agreement that the people of Yathrib made with the Messenger of God greatly disturbed the polytheists of Mecca. With the expansion of this new religion, the infidels became completely helpless and weak.
The rest of the people could not reach us. We were able to catch only one man. Looks like he was left behind and trying to meet them.
Tell me, aren't you Sa'd bin Ubadah? On what basis did you make a testament with Muhammad?
I can make a testament to whomever I want. What does this have to do with you?
No one has the right to come to Mecca during the Hajj season and make alliances with the enemies of Quraish, as if you do not know that I am the chief of Quraish. Abu Lahab, explained to him through the whip that what belongs to Mecca also belongs to Abu Sufyan.
You cannot do this to me. I have made an agreement with Mutam bin Uday in Mecca to protect his life and property in Yathrib, and he will also protect my life and property in Mecca. If you guys tried to harm me even with a stone, Mutam would not be sitting idle.
Mutam, again the same Mutam. He had also deceived about the testament before. If this lowly man is telling the truth, then Mutam will also be on the way so that he can come and accuse us.
Sa'd is right. He has made such a testament with Mutam. We looked so cheap that all the Muslims ran towards Yathrib. At that time no one was left in Mecca except Muhammad and Ali ibn Abi Talib. We should have killed everyone in the beginning. Now our hands cannot reach them. I can say with certainty that we cannot reach them now. You people now sit hand in hand.
All the tribes have become suspicious of us. The religion of our forefathers is in danger. Now no one cares about us. If Muhammad's footsteps reach Yathrib, our caravans will not be safe on the way to Syria, and there is no doubt that Muslims will not sit idle.
Enough. We have acted very recklessly. Muhammad should be killed now.